Hey guys, welcome back. So today is the continuation of chapter 1 exercise part. So we have already done question 1 and question 2. In case of question 1, we have take so much time because that was the first exercise problem. So we needed to understand the basic things in very clear way, right? So then the next one we take 15 minutes of time to code that. That was also very uh, enough time to understand everything, but now onwards we will try to uh, make a faster programming and but do not be worried because if I do faster, that do not means that you will not understand. I will explain each and everything in a very clear way, but now we will not uh, do the rough things if it is not very necessary. So but either way I will make you understand what I am doing so that you don't be confused, right? So let's start the coding part. So I have already opened up the VS Code and my slides, so you can see this is our questions 3. So in the questions it has been said that uh, for a student there are 5 subjects and we have to uh, take input from the keyboard of that marks of that student, and the highest marks is 100 in each subject. It may be not more than that. So we have to find the aggregate marks and percentage marks. Okay, so we have to take input for 5 different subjects. So to take the input we have to take 5 variables, right, to store the marks. So let's get started. So click here to open. So I have already created this on my desktop, so I am opening this folder. We have already completed question 1 and question 2. You can see CS means chapter 1 and Q2 means question 2. So now we are doing chapter 1, then question 3, right? Dot C. Okay, so let's include the header stdio dot h, right? Then int main and return, right? Return 0. Okay, std I have misspelled it, so it was giving me warning. So if you misspelled, then the program is not going to run. It will show you some red color, underline that line where you have mistaken. So let's create some variable. So in our case, what type of variable we have to take, integer, character or float? We have to take float, right? Because the number can be 90.5 means 90 and half, so 85.6 that in a real constant, right? So for real constant we take float value, right? So float I am naming subject as sub. So we can understand by sub that it's subject, right? So subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4 and subject 5. So here they have told us that 5 different subjects, right? So I have taken 5 different subjects. So now we have to take the input from the keyboard. So for taking input we have to use the scanf, right? So scanf, then format string, so that is percentage f. So percentage f means we are taking subject 1, right? In this way follow me when we have to take more than one variable as input. So follow how I am doing it. So this percentage f means subject 1, right? And here we have to give the address at operator, right? Address operator. So take the input, this is saying that take the input as a float value and store it at address of subject 1, right? Okay, so now we have to take input for subject 2, right? So percentage f comma address of, this is going to in the address of subject 2, right? Then we have to take percentage f for subject 3, right? So address of subject 3, then float value for subject 4, right? And that is at address of subject 4. If you miss the address operator, then it is not gonna work. Okay, so subject 5, so now it should be okay, and at the end there is a semicolon, right? So for this one, for this percentage f, this subject 1, for this one subject 2, for this one subject 3, for this one subject 4, and for the last one subject 5. So I have misspelled their address operator, so you have to give it. So now if we save and run the program, then it is gonna wait for the input, but we don't know that it is asking for input or not. So we have to print something in the console or in the display here, that what we had to do. So we can use for printing something printf, right? So printf, enter the marks for 5 different subject, right? Okay, so if you want to take the input in a new line, then you can insert here a \n. If you don't, then don't insert it. Okay, so let's save and run. So you can see enter marks for 5 different subject, right? So I have misspelled that. You can terminate that by Control C. So see, the program has been terminated, because we don't want to take input right now. Fi v5, so we have to process the other things. So we have got our marks in these 5 different subjects. So now we have to find the aggregate, right? So we need 2 more variables, right, to calculate the aggregate marks, right, and percentage marks. See, I am following the camel casing naming, and you can store there 0, right? So at the beginning, when I am declaring this variable, I am storing 0 here, so that later no garbage value can be there. So what is garbage value and all, you will know in the upcoming lectures. Okay, so don't be worried. So for our clarity, or you can say for safety, we are using just 0 for now. We are storing 0, so we can, when we are calculating, we can overwrite, or you, if you don't want, you can also do not take 0, but if you want, it is safer if you take 0, right? So we are taking 0 initially. Now we will calculate and store that value. 0 will be replaced by the calculation result, right? So what we have to do, we have to, for aggregate marks, we have to just add all the numbers of the subject, right? So let's add that. Okay, so to calculate that, we have to just add all the marks of the subjects, right? So sum of the subject from 1 to 5, right? Okay, so aggregate marks equal to subject 1 plus subject 2 plus subject 3 plus subject 4 and plus subject 5, right? So this is our aggregate marks. Then we have to calculate percentage, right? So to calculate percentage marks, we have to divided that aggregate marks by number of total subjects. So here total subjects is 5, right? 5 subjects are there. So aggregate marks divided by 5, right? So this is our answer. So now we have to print that, right? So that we can verify that the result is okay or not. So to print, we have to use just the printf function, right? So printf, what we going to print? Percentage f, right? And what is percentage f? Here percentage f is aggregate marks, right? So it will print the marks, then printf format string is percentage f, right? And what we are going to print? Percentage, right? Percentage marks. Okay, so this should print the answer. Let's save and run. So let's enter marks as 85. So I have told you that when we are entering multiple input for scanf, you can enter it by entering new line or by space, right? So I am using space. So 85, then 75, then 60, then 72 and 56, right? So hit enter. So you can see this is our aggregate marks and this is our percentage marks. So this is printing online, so you can enter a new line character, right? So \n. Now you can again save and run. So what was our input? That was 85, 75, 60, 72 and 56, right? Hit enter. You can see in a new line it has been printed. So we should print the message that the aggregate marks is this and the percentage marks is equal to this, right? So at the end you can print new line or you can also not. So hit save and run. So marks is 85, sorry, here 85, then 75, then 60, then 72, then 56. Hit enter. You can see this is our percentage marks and this is our aggregate marks. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you liked my video, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Thank you.